Once upon a time, there was a man named Usef. Usef was a homeless criminal, but he had a home, and it was in the pool. Hold on, he's finding it. It's in a very secret spot. It's in a very secret. Okay. There it is. There it is. So this is where Yousef lived. It was a very secret spot that no one else knew about. And this was where he slept. One day, Yousef was practicing for the annual backflipping competition when suddenly Yousef fell and it made a huge sound. Now, Officer John, who was a police officer who was driving, looking for criminals when he heard this sound. And so he was curious about the sound. So he went out of his car and realized that it was coming from the pool. He didn't know what sound could come in the pool, but he went in and discovered like a whole new world. This place was like a whole new world to John. So he decided to explore. He wanted to explore. He loved exploring, and it eventually left him to the place where Yousef was sleeping. Yousef was still in the middle of getting up, and the cop recognized Yousef, and remember when I told you he was a criminal? Well, the cop recognized him because he is wanted. Yeah, Yousef likes to rob banks, so yeah, he got arrested and he got thrown in jail. Yousef had 37 life sentences because he robbed so much banks. Now, in prison, Yousef didn't have much, but he did have his favorite basketball. He loved that basketball so much. It could even duplicate itself for some reason. Yousef loved that basketball. He could never shoot a hoop, but he loved basketball. He quickly fell in love with basketball. Basketball was his whole thing. He loved it. He loved it more than anything. But he didn't really have much, so yeah, that's probably why he. Well, anyways, Yousef liked basketball, and he also liked to throw his basketball out over the fence for some reason. Yeah, that's kind of weird. And yeah. The guards were always the ones who had to go outside and get the basketball and bring it back into the police station so they could just be thrown over the fence again. Yeah, the guards didn't like him. But one day, Yousef snuck his basketball into his cell, and he had a ton of fun. He loved basketball. It was so fun to him. But he didn't have any roommates, and there was no one really watching him, so he was free to play as much basketball as he wanted. Yeah, he didn't really have much to do. He just threw his basketball everywhere. But then he found a vent. He found this vent, and he went through the vent, and then he saw a light. Through another vent with light shining through it. So he went through the vent, and sure enough, freedom was behind that vent. Now, Yousef was in shock because he didn't expect today that he would break out of jail. So the first thing he did was he ran to the school and stole one of the students' bikes, and he used his bike to get away from the police station because he knew he only had so much time until the police found out he was gone. An hour later, Yousef was still riding his bike. He rode on the solar panel thingies, but then he found this island, this beautiful island on the horizon. And he thought, the thing that was going through his mind was that he had to go to that island. That was the only safe place that he could go. So he like rode his bike over to that island so he could like be safe. He wanted to be safe. He liked safety. So yeah, when he went over to the dock, he realized that he needed a boat to get onto that island. He needed a boat, but he didn't have a boat and he didn't have the money to get a boat. So he went on his bike and he rode his bike through the water. He rode his bike through the water to get to the island where he would be safe. So yeah, it took him a while and it was pretty uncomfortable. He got all his clothes wet, but at the end, for him, it was worth it. Or well, it wasn't worth it. You see, when Yousef got to the island, he decided to build the house, but he realized he had to pay to build the house. So he would not be able to build shelter there, and he decided he shouldn't go back to the mainland because he thought the police was already looking for him. And it turns out that a police officer was looking at that island and thinking that Usef might be on it, and it was Officer John, the guy that arrested Usef earlier. John searched high and low for Yousef, but he just couldn't find Yousef. Yousef was nowhere to be found. He probably saw John coming and hid somewhere. Maybe he's like hiding in the water or something. I don't really know where he hid. But yeah, John was looking everywhere for Yousef, and suddenly he was when he was searching here, he something shot him, and I don't know if it was Yousef or not. It probably was. John. The next thing John knew, he was somewhere that he didn't know. He woke up. He thought he was in bed, and he thought he just had that dream. And when he got up and realized that he was in like a place that looked like the back rooms, he started to panic. And remember when I said John's a pretty curious guy? Well, he decided to explore. He decided to explore this place a little bit, and this place is actually really, really creepy. So, yeah, it's kind of freaked John out. As you can see, that's John freaking out right there. Yeah. Then, suddenly, John heard a noise coming from the other room. And John is curious, so he went through the door to check what it is. And, believe it or not, it was. It was it was Eustace or Yousef. That's his name. Anyways, it was Yousef. It was Yousef, who was who was like right in front of the exits to get out. Now, Yousef wanted revenge on John for arresting him, so he decided to do something. John appears at work, but there's something different about John. He doesn't look the same.